pregnant, I was very excited. It was the best feeling. It was a feeling I can't explain. It was a surprise, but it was a good surprise. When I held him for the first time, it was a great feeling. I was just excited to see him because I've been waiting 9 months to meet him, and finally there he was. For me to be a mother is one of the best gifts that I can get from God and life itself. When I found the lump on my breast, it was a shock. I was just home watching TV with my husband, and for some reason I just passed my hand through my chest and I felt it. And right away I started to panic because I knew it was something weird. So the next day, after I felt the lump, I called my GYN. So she sent me for an ultrasound. It took about 10 minutes and I knew something wasn't right. The lump looked suspicious and I needed a biopsy as soon as possible. And then she did a biopsy, a needle biopsy. I was 25 when I was diagnosed. I was going to get surgery. After surgery, I was probably going to need chemotherapy and I was probably going to get radiation. And she explained to me that if I wanted more children in the future, I should consider fertility treatment because the chemotherapy will put me into early menopause. On top of having cancer, now I have to think about the possibility of not having any more kids. I always knew I wanted at least 3 kids or so. Once I found out that I needed fertility treatment, I called my insurance and I found out that they didn't cover it. I called the Livestrong Foundation and they gave me a list of fertility clinics in my area. And for some reason, I just picked the Share Institute. So once I went in and I met with the doctor, he explained everything.
Vianney came to us through the Livestrong Foundation. When she got here, she had no idea that we were just launching our sales Fertility Rescue. Fertility Rescue is something that the physicians at the Share Institute got together about maybe 6 months ago and decided was going to be our way of dealing with the infertility issue facing cancer patients. All of the other ancillary things that she may have had to spend money for, including, medication, etc., we took care of for her.
I asked, how much is this going to cost? And he said, nothing, is free. And I was just like, really? I looked at my husband like, okay, so we're going to do this.
About 70,000 women per year are 20 or under when they get diagnosed with cancer. So when you're very, very young and you undergo these treatments, you may be able to have your fertility for 5, 10, 15 years potentially thereafter if you're quite lucky. Women who are in their mid to late 30s or older very often find that after their treatments they're menopausal. But I think a safe figure to say would be about 50% of them will lose their fertility within a few months after they undergo chemo-radiation combinations. Basically, it's a cycle of IVF, and a cycle of IVF for the most part costs in the range of about $10,000 to $15,000. So it can be very cost prohibitive for people. The process basically entails taking medication to stimulate your ovaries to make more than their customary 1 egg per month. And when you take these medications, you'll make, depending upon how young you are, anywhere from 5 to 10 to 20 eggs sometimes. We monitor this by the process of ultrasonography. We look at the ovaries and see how these, what we call follicles, which are little cysts with eggs growing within them, how they grow and develop. When they get to be the right size, we do the egg retrieval. Then we get those eggs and we'll either freeze them immediately, or if the woman has a partner, we will take the eggs and fertilize them, make embryos, and then freeze the embryos as well. Vianney did quite well, and I look forward to the future when she can come back to us and take advantage of what she's stored for her future family.
He gave me the hope that I was missing. Giving me the opportunity to have children in the future, it's something that I'm going to be thankful for the rest of my life.